Anything like courthouse renovations, bike trails, and an outdoor theater are all on the community's wish list. City officials say $50,000 in government grants will pay for the planning phase of this project. Thanks for waking up with us on News 25 Daybreak. It is 5:15. Well, living in the cramped quarters of an apartment can be tough. Living with a roommate, it can be tougher. But when you have 100 roommates who just so happen to be snakes, well, that's something completely different. Look at these pictures taken by police. Officers say this family in New Mexico shared an apartment with 72 live snakes. Well, that's not all. There were other animals in the apartment, both alive and dead. Detectives say they've seen houses in bad shape before, but nothing quite like this reptile house. And chances are they probably won't ever again. Welcome back to Daybreak at 6:26. Well, it's been nearly 2 decades since the end of the Cold War, but the spy games appear to be alive and well. Russia's foreign ministry says the arrest of 10 people accused of being Russian spies is a throwback to the Cold War. The ministry later said the U.S. actions are, quote, unfounded and pursued unseemly goals. However, U.S. officials say their actions were completely justified. Caught on tape this morning of an attempted robbery near Cleveland, Ohio. Check this out. You can see the suspect is literally forcing his way into the store. Once the suspect gets inside, the woman takes matters into her own hands and shoots the suspect. The would-be robber managed to escape, but investigators say he was wounded before he fled the scene. No matter how much you baby your new iPhone, odds are it will be dropped, scratched, or broken if you're all like me. So it might make sense to get iPhone insurance, but Consumer Reports says it's not worth it. Just do the math. The AT&T policy is $12 a month plus a $199 deductible. Over the course of 1 year, that adds up to $343, nearly half the price of a new iPhone. Consumer Reports says if your iPhone breaks, buy a used phone or wait for your next upgrade. 6:01, we begin with breaking news this morning out of Mexico. The U.S. Geological Survey reports a 6.5 magnitude earthquake in southern Mexico. The USGS says it occurred shortly after 2 o'clock this morning. The epicenter is 220 miles southeast of Mexico City. No reports yet of any injuries or serious damage. We will continue to follow this story. New on Daybreak at 6:02, our cameras were rolling overnight as the Henderson County Sheriff's Office rescued a teen stranded on the banks of the Ohio River. Deputies say 18-year-old Bradley Hope started floating down the river after hopping on a log with a friend. When the two realized they had gone too far, they ditched the log and swam to the bank. Deputies say that's when Hope became stuck because of the steep embankment. The Sheriff's Office dispatched a water team to rescue the teen. News 25 tracking the economy this morning as the deadline looms. Lawmakers push to give you an extra 3 months on the home buyer's tax credit. If you sign a purchase agreement before April 30th, you have until today to close on the sale in order to qualify for tax credits up to $8,000. A new measure already passed by the House of Representatives would give buyers until the end of September to complete their purchase. Officials say the bill now goes to the Senate floor where it's expected to pass as well. If you live in Illinois, your wallet might start feeling a bit heavier and your paycheck's a bit bigger. The state minimum wage goes up to $8.25 an hour tomorrow. However, the Republican candidate for governor of Illinois says he's in favor of rolling the minimum wage back to the federal level of $7.25 an hour. Governor Pat Quinn says that idea would mean a $2,000 pay cut for thousands of Illinois families. And it's been nearly a month since the city of Owensboro took control of Ben Hawes Park and Golf Course. And Owensboro leaders say the course is packed. The city managed the course for 2 months prior to taking full ownership in June. Manager Chris Carey says the course is good condition and fantastic weather as golfers packing the tee boxes this summer. At this hour, Evansville residents living in the area of Mill Road between Stratford and Stringtown need to boil your water. Our cameras rolled on Monday as crews worked on a water main break there. And as you can see, there's plenty of water, enough to buckle the part of the road. We will certainly let you know when this advisory is lifted. And it's day 72 at 6:03 this morning. We continue to follow developments with the oil spill disaster in the Gulf of Mexico. And while the spill is a product of human error, Mother Nature could make the issue even worse. Experts say Hurricane Alex should make landfall near the U.S. border with Mexico. The storm has created rough seas for the oil cleanup crews. Right now, News 25 meteorologist Scott Dimick is tracking Hurricane Alex in the Weather Center. Scott? And at 6:06, News 25 staying with the Evansville murder investigation of 16-year-old Haley Green. We learned an arrest warrant has not been issued for 30-year-old Joshua Fairley, but rather police have a warrant to take pictures of Fairley for evidence. He's at an Indianapolis hospital in serious condition after reportedly turning a gun on himself last Thursday. We'll certainly bring you any new information as soon as we get it. Ellis Park's 2010 racing season is just around the corner. President Ron Gary says he's excited for the new season to begin. Gary says he's still pushing for electronic gambling inside the park, although it passed through Kentucky's House during last year's General Assembly. It didn't fare as well in the state Senate. This year's racing season spans from July 10th until Labor Day. Boonville city officials continue to push for improvements, investments, and a more invigorated downtown area. Leaders tell us improving the downtown area will help attract more people and businesses right to the heart of the city. Tuesday night, planners met with people who live in this Warwick County city to find out what they'd like to see downtown. A vote is expected today on a federal bill aimed at extending unemployment benefits. The House of Representatives recently struck down the bill. The Republicans say will contribute to the ever-growing national debt on the other side of the aisle. However, House Democrats say more than 1 million people have already lost benefits, and this bill aims at helping them. Here's a story you have to check out at 6:35 this morning. At USI, they're tapping a social website to help students carpool and cut down on overcrowded parking lots. Zimride.com is free for all USI students, faculty, and staff. University officials say it should help cut down on campus congestion, but some students we talked to aren't necessarily convinced. The director of USI Security tells us Zimride has been successful for many other universities. Welcome back to Daybreak at 6:46. Well, we have some developments in a story we first told you about on Daybreak yesterday. Authorities say they found a woman wanted for questioning in the deaths of 2 Tampa police officers. A witness reported 2 officers had been shot after they pulled over a car without a license plate. After receiving a tip, police found the woman, who they believe is the driver of that car. Despite finding a possible suspect, it doesn't dampen the loss of 2 good men and 2 good officers.